Good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Win FM 98.9. Airing live and direct, the first airing of this show on the ball. I'm your host, Troy Biff Mills, and it's a show that's going to be brought to you every other Tuesday for starters from 7 to 8 p.m. And again, good evening to everybody here in St. Kitts and Nevis, the Leeward Islands, the OECS, the West Indies. Hey, while we're at it, we might as well say good evening to the entire universe. Thank you for choosing Win FM 98.9. And it's just one short hour. We have a lot of information. We already have some guests in the studios. We're going to be touching local news, regional news, international news, and lots of information to share. A lot of action happening. Football just completed here in St. Kitts Nevis, the Premier and First Division. But football happening still. World Cup cricket. Our national netball team just returned from championship in Antigua. But first, we must say a very big thank you to the sponsors of this program, Cayenne Jet, and what they're all about. They are a 5-star private air terminal providing luxury services and a relaxing environment for guests arriving to and departing from the beautiful island, beautiful Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Exclusive state-of-the-art terminal. It's available to passengers of private and commercial jets. Relax and be pampered in a luxurious space while you're immigrating and baggage requisites are being addressed. My, I like the sound of that. They're encouraging me to actually book a ticket and go nowhere for no reason, just because of how this is sounding. And we say thank you very much to Cayenne Jet for coming on board and sponsoring this program. The first show right here on Win FM 98.9. We have Daddy T, he's my technician on duty. And we're going to be kicking off with some football. And we have just had the completion of the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association, the FA, their Premier Division, as well as their First Division. And we still have a lot of football being played. The under 13, under 15, under 17 males, and the female competition. And what a season we've had. The Premier Division, that would have gone down to 3 games in the best of 3 finals, right down to the end. And what action. The park was really full. And we say congratulations to the champions, Rams Village Superstars. Boy, they had a battle to get into the 6. And once they got into the 6, it was no turning back. And to put things into a little perspective for you, at the end of round 1, Rams Village Superstars, they were in 7th position. They would have played 11 matches, and they had a total of 14 points in 7th position at the end of the first round. Flo Forgy Cairn Rockets, they were leading with 26 points. SL Horsford St. Paul's United, they were in 2nd place with 21 points. Second round, Rams Village Superstars, they took the cake. They won 8 matches. They had 3 drawn matches. They didn't lose any game. The only team not to lose a game in the second round. So they ended the second round with 27 points, leading the second round, jumping from 7th position into the number 1 spot at the end of the second round. And the St. Paul's, they would have been in second, 22. And the Flo Forgy Cairn would have dropped to 6th. Perhaps this was an indication of what was to come. And at the end of it all, the end of the 2 rounds, SL Horsford St. Paul's winning 12, drawing 7, losing 3. They were 43 points. Flo Forgy Cairn Rockets in 2nd place, winning 12, drawing 6, losing 4. They were 42 points. Rams Village Superstars, 12 victories, 5 drawn matches, 5 losses, 41 points. Really, really tight there. In 4th place on 39 points from 12 victories, 3 drawn games, 7 losses, we had MFCR, Montreville Farms Clean Rights United Old Road Jets. Perhaps the dream team, the baby team of the competition in my humble view. In fifth, Old Warriors Sol Island Otto Connery. They had 38 points gathered from 10 victories, 8 drawn matches, 4 losses. Newtown United, the old guard, 36 points, 9 victories, 9 drawn games, 4 matches. St. Peter's, gosh, this got to be hard for St. Peter's, man. Losing out on it, the place in the 6th by goal difference. They had the same 36 points like Newtown United, but Newtown United had a goal difference of 8 points and St. Peter's had 2. And my, what action we had here. But let us shift a bit from the Premier Division. And in doing so, we again thank our sponsors, Cayenne Jet, for coming on board and sponsoring the program. And if you're willing to sponsor the program, we're all open to other new sponsors, joint sponsors as well. And you're most welcome to do that. So please contact us here at WinFM 98.9 466 9586. So you could actually make your bookings for sponsorship, which we gladly welcome. We're going to be taking a look at the first division. And we actually have some first division guests here with us. And we would have liked to have the champions. However, the champs, Rams Village Superstars, they are actually having their annual general meeting tonight. And we say best wishes to them. Hope they have a very successful AGM. And next time around, they will be with us. And we got to the first division. There were some 10 teams competing. They played 2 rounds of matches. At the end of the first round, Mantab, they were leading the tables 25 matches from all of 9 points, 8 victories, 1 draw. Trafalgar South Stars lurking behind on 24 points, 8 victories, 1 loss. TGE, Trans Global Engineering, Date Eagles, they were 18 points. They've been to the 3 teams actually been to the Premier League before. 4th position, Connery Fireball International. They had something like 16 points. Second round, it was basically the same thing. Mantab winning the second round with 22 points. This time they would have drawn 1 match. They had 8 victories. Trafalgar South Stars in second, very close. 1 point separating them on 21 points. They had 7 victories. Trans Global Engineering Date, they were third with 15 points. Connery Fireball International, they would have been 4th with 15 points as well, but goal difference would have been separating them. Getting into the playoffs, and then getting into the finals. The finals, we saw Trafalgar South Stars coming up against Mantab. And I think that is history. Trafalgar South Stars really putting it on and walking away with the championship. Mantab, they were left to play the 9th place team in the Premier Division, Garden Hotspurs, to determine if Spurs would come down or Mantab would go up. And would you believe it? Mantab, the only game they lost for this season was the game that kept them in the 2nd division to be traveling all over the country, as people would say, next season. And we have our football guests here, and I'll just have my technician roll over, and we go to Studio B and we say good night to the footballers. And we'll have them introduce themselves. Good night, gentlemen. Welcome to WinFM 98.9. You have the privilege of being the first guests on the ball. And you guys have been really on the ball to get here first.
Good night, Akinsville, President of Trafalgar South Stars.
Good night, Abasti Tail,
goalkeeper of Trafalgar South Stars.
Trafalgar South Stars. You guys are looking well humbled and very joyful indeed. Atkins and
Abasti.
Abasti. Is there a special meaning of Abasti?
You can ask me what I'm find that question. I don't know how to come up with that name there.
Now, Mr. Manage, how challenging a year you had keeping these guys together, keeping them focused? Tell us about your preparation, getting into the season, keeping them in.
At first, when we started off with a motto. We're on a mission. And we stayed on the mission till we complete the mission. Training every week, it was a full training. Everybody was dedicated. So the guys them come out and they know every time they come to training, every time we have a game, all they keep hearing, we're on a mission. And that was the motto. And that's how we kept focus, because we was on a mission.
How many days a week you practiced?
We practice from Monday to Fridays, depending on the games.
Even sometimes Sunday mornings.
The tougher games like
Sunday mornings, we don't say we're on a mission. The guys dedicate themselves to come out on Sunday morning, 6 o'clock. You know, because everybody was just together. The camp was just together. Everybody know what we was about. We aim was to just stay 1 year in the first division. And that's what we did. We aim was one a lot of traveling up and down the place. We're in a team for that deal. We just went down, do what we had to do, and back up where we belong, yeah?
For persons who may not know, tell us where on the map of St. Kitts you could find Trafalgar.
You could find Trafalgar in the village.
Limekeel.
Limekeel region.
Yeah.
Limekeel, the home of Gibbs.
Gibbs, yes, I remember Gibbs from way back when, even when I was playing football, a real soldier.
You cannot speak about Trafalgar without speaking about Gibbs. He is the foundation of Trafalgar South Stars. And no matter where South Stars go, we always remember Gibbs.
We always remember Gibbs. Gibbs farmed Trafalgar South Stars in 1988. 1988. And for me, it's passionate for me because I played under Gibbs in Youth League and also First Division in my time. So when you hear Trafalgar South Stars, we always represent Gibbs. May his soul rest in peace.
I know he was always somebody always around giving it all he would have gotten. But Abasti, you were on a mission, but was there any time you felt, why, coach, sorry, not today, can't make it today?
I know, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Yeah, what about that mood in the camp with the other players?
Sometimes in the camp, everything will be smooth, but the man them don't know we got to do. Training start 6, 5:45, we done deal. Sometimes we got the late comers them. That's normal. He's human being. Sometimes we got man who want to come up, but they're going to still come out, they're going to put it all. And lead up to the last game, but I must give the man them all the props to the whole team, whole management staff. But the man them just pull up the socks and decide that, hey, last stretch, yeah. Last 100 meters, yeah, what we going to do? Jab the baton, or we going straight to him? And the man them bring it straight to him. So I just want to say to all the man them, love and appreciation.
You know that you would have been in second place at the end of the 2 rounds. So walk us through from that position. The 2 rounds have been completed. You're now getting ready for the remaining games. And did you have to do anything special to motivate the guys? You were already on a mission, yes. Did you go into camp?
Okay then. So we played the first game for the season, which we played against Mantab. First game of the season, everybody just come out and
Trinity we play.
we play no Mantab.
Mantab beat us.
Well, yeah, Trinity was the first game we win. We played the second game was Mantab. As you know, Trinity, everybody gonna feel like, oh, that's a walk over, they're in a match for you. So we gave the first test, which was Mantab. And Mantab really pushed through a test. And we realized, we went back to the drawing board and said, watch you, no more. Anybody come, they got to feel the way out of South Stars. South Stars ain't no first division team, South Stars is a premier team. So from there on, like, we just get in the mood like, hey, it's licks from here. It matter who he be. It's licks from here. It's surprising that we played Canary premier team in the FA Cup. I remember that, man, the manager remember that. And everybody was like, but I hold in Canary, why? I decide that why doing down there, I can't allow teams to just walk over down there. So we just decided, you know what, fellas, we just keep on we head, we just go out, we just do what we have to do. Bring back another victory in the village, and then we just go from there, we just build from there.
You're going into the finals, you're playing Mantab. You would have played them twice for the season, first round, second round, they beat you first round.
Well, we played them once for the season, once for the season heading into the finals, because basically the final, the second game, the last game in the second round was Mantab. And we was like, you know what time it is, yeah. This ain't a skylark in time, yeah. It's either do or die, yeah. Nobody want to play in the second team. Nobody want to play sports. We ain't come for that, so we just letting them know. The week leading up to training, Biff, me not probably get them numbers from by. Everybody come out in numbers. Coach man had a hard time, so must pick up himself, Javan Francis. He did a fantastic job with the team. I must give him his flowers there. I'm a very educated footballer, former national player, must give him his flowers. But everybody just come out and we decided, hey, watch you. We're going to left it out on the pitch. Whatever happen. We want a job, they want to win. They must got to bang us. A job was in the premier, they got to bang us. And so unfortunately, the ball dropped in the court. We score for us and then they come back with a penalty in the 80-something minutes and score. And then from all down there for me, it was like, okay then. I think it was the 87th minute. I was like, okay then, game soon and say, I don't know. I got one time. Because you want it more than me.
And so the system would have changed from the previous years, where the top two teams would have gone up. But this year, just the champion team in the first division went up. And the second place team had to play the fourth place from the bottom in the Premier to determine who goes up, who stayed down. And you would have won that. So South Stars, you're the champions. Let us go to the prize winnings. You would have gotten your trophy, and I realize you're sporting your medal there. And I don't know if you bought it, so maybe a girl or two could see it and say,
No.
The madam for you would be in problem.
No.
Or you would be in problem. But let's look at the prize monies.
We won
Best coach.
3 individual awards. We won, 4 individual awards. We won best coach, best defender, best goalkeeper, MVP of the first division. So best coach went to Javan Francis, best defender went to Ricardo Archibald, MVP went to Yash Cholia Basti Tyrrell, goalkeeper of the first division went to Sema Basti Tyrrell. So we won.
And what sort of monies you guys would have gotten for that?
Manage.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was like about, what, $500 EC dollars?
500 for best coach, 500 for best defender, 5,000 for MVP, and 500 for best goalkeeper. So Javan Francis worked with approximately 500. We call Archibald work with 500, and Basti Tyrrell work with 5,005.
5,005. Wow. 5,000 for the MVP.
Yes, 5,000 for the MVP and 500 for best goalkeeper.
When I was playing football, it was just thank you, medal, and a trophy, Dion. But if we look at the cash prizes for the winners, the fourth place team, Connery Fireballs International, they got 1,000 EC dollars. The third place, Deep Bay Eagles, they got 2,000. The second place, runners-up, Mantab, they got 3,000. And for winning the first division, the SKNFA's first division, Trafalgar South Stars got 6,000. That's a lot of money on any given day, $6,000.
It seems like a lot of money as people say, but when you have to restructure the football, because you gotta understand, we are not no longer like a first division team. We are actually now a premier team. So when you look at it like a 6,000 South Stars make a lot of money, you have to look at it now like at a different perspective. You're going into a bigger league. You need more equipment, more, you know, it need to be more uniform. You need, so, people might see it as a lot of money, but the money have work to do, and the money could done before the league reach half, because without a sponsor, it's challenging for any
Very
team.
difficult without a sponsor.
Any team to be without a sponsor.
But are you guys working on a sponsor for the next
Presently, yes, we are working on a sponsor for the next round. We already sent out letters as champions of the first division. We are looking to restructure the club, build the club, and you know, just build it as a franchise. You know, when you reach in the park, you want anybody say, "But so stars come from first class." No, you want when we step in the park, the same respect we're going to the Newtown, the village, the Sempers. That's the respect we're going out to do. Football player, there, Mr. Mills.
Well, two quick things before we finish. Ramsville Superstars, they would have gotten $50,000 easy dollars.
That's how our name was.
For the championship. Second place, St. Paul's, 20,000. Third place, Old Road Jets, 8,000. Fourth place, Keon, 6,000. Connery in fifth, 4,000. Newtown in sixth, 3,000. St. Peter's, seventh. Bath in eighth, $1,000. Well, all the other remaining teams got $1,000. But if we were to look at $50,000 compared to your $6,000, that's one reason you'd want to stay in the Premier Division. But how do you feel in terms of the respect the First Division teams are getting compared to the Premier Division? Well, the Premier is really the creme de la creme. We can't get away from that.
That's true, but at the end of the day, all of us playing the same 90 minutes, the same 100 and something minutes, the same football, the same turf. But not really the same turf.
And also the same votes.
The same votes.
One vote per club.
One vote
sorry,
per
two
club.
votes per club.
Two votes per club. But you see, and I always said, the First Division need a lot of restructuring, not to knock on nobody, but you need to take First Division football serious, because you have a lot of talents in First Division. We only look to the Premier team for national levels. You have a lot of talents. You go look for in the First Division for trials for national team. You got a lot of young men down there who potential. The most goals come out of the First Division was TGA, the Eagles, with 22 goals. Prior to that year, Kishan Lloyd, but Fireman come out with 36 or 30 goals, something like that. Yeah, but you have a lot of talent down there. And First Division need to be looked after.
And be respected.
And be respected. Not knocking on nobody. Not when you got a First Division game, people walking in 6 o'clock. Imagine you're supposed to play for 6 o'clock and referees walking in 6
Referees, you say?
Yeah, we're not to knock on nobody, but we just need the authorities them to just respect the First Division, and let me build football on a whole in St. Kitts, because football mean a lot to us in St. Kitts.
It does. One may argue it's the biggest spectator sports in the country. Track and field may have a different view.
That's true.
About that. Cricket was once in that spot, but cricket has withered away.
But Mr. Mills, if you look at the best of three.
Troy Arbif could do. I'm comfortable with Troy Arbif. Appreciate the Mr. Mills, but
if you look at the best of three, to me personally, Game 3 was the biggest out of all.
Yes. Traditionally, once you go deeper into the competition, even at the Super Sixes, the crowd get bigger. But there's a school of thought, gentlemen, that, well, there was monies for the winner of the first round and the second round, and the big change, the 50,000 went to the winner of the Super Six Final 3. But some persons are of the view that the champion team should really be the team at the end of 2 rounds with the most points. Well, what do you feel about that? What are your thoughts on that?
Majority wins, yeah. At the start of the season, you gotta go. You gotta say what you gotta put it on the table. You gotta go. You gotta send 2 representatives. Majority wins. If you say we're going to the Super Six, we're going to the Super Six. If you say we're going back to the best of 4, we're going back to the best of 4. If you feel like you want to go to international level, where the top team at the end of the season win all out, well, but you have to vote on it.
Of course, and talking about that,
majority counts.
The playoff between the fourth from the bottom Premier.
Majority counts still, because these decisions, and speaking as a footballer, going into management level now, I'm retired.
You're retired?
Yes.
So you just come in, win the trophy, win the money, win the MVP, and retire?
Well, Mr. Viv, just so you know that, I'll take you back to a little history, quick and sharp. I've been doing it a while. I've taken your community, which is Sandy Point, to the Premier under Kenny Douglas. played for Washington. So I've played it, so I'm going to management now. But
So you abandon Sandy Point.
no. Come home. I come
You come home.
I come home. You know?
Home is where the heart is.
Home is where the heart is, but not really home, but come home as a family orientation. Yeah, the Tyrrell, yeah. As you know, the Tyrrell is from the village, yeah. So,
Well, gentlemen,
Tyrrell.
any
But
final
back to the-
comments before we wrap it up? Because we do have some other guests who are patiently waiting. And I'm enjoying the conversation. I could go for the entire hour. However, we have some other guests, and we have a lot of sporting news we want to share. So could we have just some final words before you leave? And you could wrap up with what you were saying.
Final words, we would like to thank the players, coaches, the community, because we brought it home and we come into the Premier not to sit down or come back down. We come into the Premier to make a statement. So anybody who's out there willing to come to the Trafalgar South Stars, we arms are open.
And if I want to join Trafalgar South Stars, I'm a 16-year-old player who want to join, who do I contact?
You
What number I
contact
call?
myself, the President 664-1098, Atkins. You contact Abasti.
662-7281.
Yeah, that's. And even if you want to come and make a contribution to Trafalgar South Stars,
And
our arms are open.
Where's your home ground?
Lime Key.
Lime Keep.
That's down behind the breweries there.
Being the
Yes.
Breweries, being the bottling company.
Gentlemen, I thank you very much for being here and sharing with us. Of course, this is just the icing on the cake. The tip of the iceberg. We're just scratching the surface. And no doubt sometimes down the road we will invite you and ask you how your practice in your promotion is going. You're looking at sponsorship. And well, I must slip in this question. The season, we're not certain when it is going to start, but what's going to happen to the players for the next 3-4 weeks per se? You have a plan? You're going to
We have a plan. We have a plan in place. As you know, we just come out of the championship, so we just putting a plan into place here. We may call it now and again, one half, one hand. You know.
So you're still training?
Not
Or
really
you're-
training, just to keep the guys them
Oh,
together.
just okay.
Keep the togetherness, yeah.
Mhm.
Because togetherness as a brotherhood is all important as footballers, because sometimes you never know what I might be going through. So you just bring them together and say, hey, how the man them doing? We have an active chat. So togetherness is what we're looking for right now.
Abasti, the man of the match, the MVP, goalkeeper of the year in the first division, and the MVP of the first division, and Akim, the manager. We thank you for being here with us at WinFM 98.9, and we congratulate you on being the first guest on the Ball, the new program, new 1-hour sports program brought to you on WinFM, sponsored by Cayenne Jet. And we look forward to hearing from you. And the next time we'll have you back, we hope that you'll have a sponsor or 2 or 3 already in the bag by then.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Best
you.
wishes. Congratulations.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
All right.
Our pleasure. We're going to just slip over now and we're going to slip in the theme song for a second was the leave, and we invite the Netball, St. Kitts and the Nevis Netball Association, who have been here with us from on the mark, on the beginning, and we're going to invite them in a few minutes. And we say thank you to our sponsors, Cayenne Jet, for coming on board on this new program here on WinFM, On the Ball. We're going to keep you on the ball with the latest in sports news locally, regionally, and internationally. I'm Troy Biff Mills, your host, and we're going to take some calls at some point. 662-0989, 762-0989. And we'll be back. You're listening to WINNFM 98.9, and we're having a new program, a new sports program, 1 hour. On the Ball is the name of it. I'm Troy Biff Mills from SP with the Best Be. I'm your host. I have the privilege and distinction of being the host. It will be brought to you every other Thursday, commencing tonight, obviously. Forgive me, every other Tuesday. I just wanted to make sure my technician here was not sleeping on me and he was listening. And thank you, Trent. Every other Tuesday on WINNFM, 7 to 8 p.m. And we must thank our sponsor, Cayenne Jet at the airport, and for coming on board and actually working with us. It's a tremendous pleasure for them to be supporting this program, because without that sponsorship, it's challenging to have the program. And you may have heard about Cayenne Jet. They are a 5-star private air terminal providing luxury services and a relaxing environment for guests arriving to and departing from the beautiful islands of St. Kitts and Nevis. Our exclusive state-of-the-art terminal is available to passengers of private and commercial jets. Relax and be pampered in luxurious space while your immigration and baggage requisites are being addressed. Have a glass of champagne while your immigration, customs, baggage, glass of champagne. I like that. Formalities are taken care of. Call or email us today to book your departure or arrival premium service at Cayenne Jet, 1-869-465-0192, or email us at resa, resa.skb@cayennejet.com. Thank you, Cayenne, for coming on board and sponsoring us. We're now going to be going into netball, a bit of local and regional netball. We have some guests with us in the studios, and we'll now go to them and have them introduce themselves. Good evening, folks. Welcome to WINNFM 98.9.
Good evening. My name is Dion French. I'm the president of the St. Kitts Nevis Netball Association.
And my name is Violet Murray, and I'm from the UK, and I've been trained in the UK as a netball coach, and I'm in the region and assisting the sports department in developing under 14 netball.
Thank you very much, Violet and Dion. St. Kitts and Nevis Netball Association. That governs, tell us about that. What does that deal with when it comes to netball in St. Kitts and Nevis? Some of us may remember that there was a St. Kitts Netball Association and there was a Nevis Netball Association.
That is correct, Mr. Mills. Previously, prior to 2021, we had a Nevis Netball Association and a St. Kitts Netball Association. We would only have the St. Kitts Nevis Netball Association when it came to international games. Over the past years, in 2018, CNA, along with America's Netball, decided that St. Kitts cannot come on its own and Nevis come on its own as a team. And so we had to do some restructuring. Thanks to Mr. Knight from the Olympic Committee, he, along with his executive, assisted both the St. Kitts and the Nevis Netball Association to formalize and become the St. Kitts Nevis Netball Association. And so currently it's one netball association, and the St. Kitts Nevis Netball Association is the only association that is in the federation when it comes to netball.
You mentioned CMA.
CNA.
CNA, what's that?
The Caribbean Netball Association.
Okay, so if you're going up, you're affiliated to CNA.
We are affiliated with CNA, America's Netball, and World Netball.
World Netball, okay. So it's a similar structure to, say, football or cricket. St. Kitts Nevis football going up to FIFA, etc.
Yes.
Okay. You would have had, you participated, the St. Kitts and Nevis team participated in a regional competition recently. Let's talk about the selection. How did you go about selecting that team to travel before you tell us about the competition itself?
So, in order to be selected for the national squad, you must play for the Federal League. We have a Federal League, and the Federal League started in May. And so, players who participated in that Federal League was able to play for the national squad.
Be selected for the national
We had
squad.
a selection committee, and they viewed the Federal League. We had games both in St. Kitts and Nevis.
I like that.
And the selection committee traveled on both islands to select for the association 21 person for the squad. They selected three player for each position. So they selected 3 goal shoot, 3 goal attack, 3 win attack, 3 center, win defense, goalkeeper, and goal attack. So they had a selection of that. So that is what we used to get our 12 players from.
So from 21, you came down straight to 12, and you would have had a touring party of 12.
Yes.
And was it only 12 players? How many technical staff, management staff you would have had traveling?
We had 13 players traveled, and we had 6 management.
And you're in a position to give us the name of the,
Yes.
the players and the management team?
Yes. So the captain was Miss Natalie Sutton. Her vice captain was Miss Shinette Skeet. Goal shoot was Miss Alia Gibson. Goal attack, Miss Rochella Challenger. Win defense, we had Shamara Jeffords, Kerish Richardson, and Renita Challenger. For our goal defense, we had Shinette Skeet was our goal defense, Vikish Connor. We also had Kalik Challenger, Carla Carty, and so they made up the squad. For management, yours truly, I was the head of the delegation. We had Mr. Alistair Thompson, who was the team manager. We had Miss Valerie Nisbet, who was the coach. Mr. Macefield Nisbet, he was our trainer. We had Mr. Orville Thompson, who was our assistant coach, assistant trainer. And we had Dr. Tyson Hendrickson. She was our medical personnel.
Okay. And where did you travel and what for?
So we traveled to Antigua for the period of the 29th of September until the 9th of October for the 3rd annual ECCB International Netball Series.
And how many teams you had participating?
We had 9 teams participating. We had 7 from the OECS territories, and we had 2 invitational teams, namely Barbados and Cayman Islands.
And of the 7 teams from the OECS, could you give us an idea who they were?
The 7 teams from the OECS, we had Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We had Antigua and Barbuda, the host country. We had St. Kitts Nevis. We had Dominica. We had St. Lucia, and we had Montserrat.
Okay. Give us an idea of the timing of the competition. What days you played, when did you have to play any morning games, or it was just afternoon, evening games? Tell us about the competition.
Well, the competition, you have 9 teams. So that means each team is playing 8
matches.
games. And so because of the time frame, you had both morning and evening games. You had 4 games in the evening, and you had 2 games in the morning.
And overall, where did St. Kitts and Nevis place? Who were the winners of the competition?
The winners of the competition was Grenada. St. Kitts and Nevis placed 4th in the competition.
And who you had between you and the winners?
Antigua was third, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines was second.
Okay, so two OECS teams basically running away with him. Sorry, two Windward Island team running away with it, and two Leeward Islands.
Yes.
Some persons may feel, and with some justification, that over the years the Windward Islands have proven to be the stronger of the two sets, OEC, the Leeward Islands, Windward Islands. Because most times they have one, especially at the senior level. Do you subscribe to that? Do you agree with that? And whether you do or whether you don't, what do you think would be the reasons that it would be so, or people would be saying so?
It's all about practice. And one of the things that you have in the Windward Islands is that they play games more often among themselves. So you will find that St. Lucius and they have the the Windward Island tournaments. Here in the Leeward Islands, we do not have that. As close as we are, one of our major challenge is travel. It is expensive to travel. Just going over to Antigua at 20 minutes airfare ride, and the cost was almost $1,400. Now, if we had cheaper rates, we would be able to have more games among ourselves and so improve on our playing. Because it is quite okay having your local leagues, but you also need to experience the style of the other islands and to see and to develop your netball.
You mentioned OECS and competition. Violet, having coached in the US, spent some time in the US, what sort of system, what sort of structure? Yes, they're much bigger than the OECS multiplied by how many times, but how do they go about their netball?
Okay, so I'm not US, I'm UK.
Sorry, yes, UK.
Right, so the structure in the UK is we at the top end is Super League, and the Super League players would be training at that level towards an international call-up.
Okay.
So the international call-up would be England. The next stage would be Super League. Underneath within the Super League, you have a structure of young people. So you have under 15s, under 16s, under 17s, under 19s, under 21s, and some of the clubs have an under 23 to compete.
Okay.
So from that, you've also got what's called a Premier League. So the Premier League is across the UK. There's three divisions, and players, when they're not playing at Super League, because Super League starts February to May, and so normal competition in the UK starts in September. So between September and February, those players need to be playing in the Prem League. So you've got a constant flow of playing. And then you've also got young people, and you've also got what's called a social league or a local league.
That's playing netball 12 months a year.
Absolutely.
You wake up netball, sleep netball, think netball, whereas our season here, Dion, would have gone from when to when?
So for the St. Kitts Nevis Netball Association, our season starts in May and we climax like the first week in December. We typically have about 3 different leagues. We have our federal league, we have our local league, and we also have our business league. One of the things that we are trying to add to our calendar is the executive league. And this is quite different from what we will normally have. Our intention is to put all of the players separate by center court, defense, and shoot.
Attacking. Mm-hmm.
And each one of the executive will be in charge of a league, and we'll have a raffle.
Okay.
You put all of the defense in one box, all of the shoots, and all of the center court, and each executive will go and select. And then that's how you will build your team.
Oh, okay.
And so that is something that we are putting together so that, you know, so we don't have the club like, but it's more of where you fall, you play.
Mhm.
And so that is what we are gearing towards.
Youth, I think that's always important, and Violet mentioned quite a bit of it. Before you tell us that and what you're here with the youth in St. Kitts and Nevis, Violet, could you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know you did mention that you're from the UK and you're a coach, but how long have you been playing netball? What caused you to get into netball? What did you have to do to become a coach at your level?
Okay, so firstly, I'm in my senior years now of life, and I've been playing probably going on 45 years or so. So I've started
Wow.
at a minor. And pushing on from there. So I've always coached in a sense, but I wasn't qualified until England Netball put some qualifications in front of us to do.
What position did you play?
This one's a hard one because I'm actually multi-talented, so I play
Okay.
all of them, but
Which?
I ended my career as a wing attack.
Okay. And you were mentioning the England and the qualifications.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do to become a qualified
Right, so
coach?
the England has a system. So you start off with a level 1, which is what they call a UKCC qualification. So you start off as a level 1, and that's basically an assistant. Then you move on to a level 2, and the level 2 you are the head coach. So you're the head coach. You develop your coaching skills. You will always have coaching clinics. So anything new comes on board, like in January coming up, there'll be new rules. We have coaching clinics from World Netball who will facilitate those, and you get on, whether it's in your face-to-face training, or it's a Zoom call or something to that nature. But it's always upskilling the coaches. So from a level 2 coach, after you've done a few years at it, because it does take a toll on how you do, because remember, netball in a sense started out as a voluntary sport, and now it's going into the professional side.
Yes.
You now need to have more skills. So the skill set they're asking you for now is a level 3, and I'm currently doing that. So you need a level 3 to be an international coach. Australia has a different system, but it's very similar. So they'll go through the same pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. England, at the moment, we've only got 3. So that's a route of qualification, but you don't stop there. You go off and you do some psychology work. You go and do some strength and conditioning, and you would also pick up other sports. So my other sport is I'm a gymnast, trampolinist, and athletics. Okay. So you will also bring in whatever you've got else as a coach and put that on the netball court as well, because they are all relevant.
How long would it take you to go from a level 1 to a level 3 in England? Roughly.
Okay, so the level 1 is normally geared at an under 18. But any age can take a level 1. So if you're new at it, you'd probably take maybe a year to do a level 1, a couple more years to take a level 2. You need to cement your training. And in order to cement your training, that might last another 3-4 years. And then you want to go on to your level 3. If you're one of those coaches that's been coaching for really very many years but never took a qualification, it actually be quicker.
Okay. So it's not just about getting the certification, it's going in the field and, as you say,
yes, you have to
3-4
be
years to cement that training before
absolutely.
You could consider a level 3. So we're talking roughly 6, 7, 8 years, depend on the individual.
It depends on the individual and
okay.
how much skill you've got to begin with, and also who you're coaching. Because if you're coaching a Super League team, you need the skills.
Of course. Now, we have traveled all the way from England. You're now in St. Kitts and Nevis. Tell us what you're here in St. Kitts and Nevis to do. How are you here to help us?
Okay, so I'm actually only here for a week. And I've been asked by the sports department if I could do a clinic. So I'm doing some coaching some coaches, as well as coaching the under 14s. So there are some young people that want to do some, get involved in netball. They said they've not had it for a while. A couple of, in fact, between 3 and 4 years, they've not really participated. So the sports department said, whilst you're here, would you just do this? And I said, yes, why not? And we had a couple of hours today. And I'll be honest with you, they were enthusiastic. I was enthusiastic. And when you've got enthusiasm, that's the first barrier down. And we can start doing some other work after that. So tomorrow, I'm heading over to Nevis, do the same session. And on Friday, we'll do it all again.
Is it limited to one geographical area in St. Kitts per se, or is it throughout the island, all the schools?
As far as I'm aware, it is across the island. And as I don't know the island, I can only say that that's what they've told me.
Okay, and well, you're very short, you're a very small country. It takes probably about an hour and a half. If you leave here going any direction, without speeding, an hour and a half or 45, you'll be back where you started.
Oh, wonderful.
And I'm sure it takes about 2-3 hours to go from London to Leeds or Birmingham, I don't know.
A few hours.
A few hours. Okay. So at the end of the clinics,
Yes.
are you going to have a mini festival, an exhibition game of some sort?
From the information I've gleaned, the young people that didn't get to the Netball City today, they will come on Thursday. So
Okay.
that's between 4 and 6. So they'll be bussed in. I think those young people might be at the other side of the island. So they'll be bussed in. And I'll do a training session with them, and then we'll have a mini tournament.
Could we or do we expect to see you back here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis anytime in the very near future, as near as perhaps next year, Godspear?
That would be nice.
I'm seeing Dion smiling, so no
I
doubt
will- I
he'll be
will
having a conversation with the Department of Sports about that.
I am so
We have
sure.
been having that conversation.
Oh, wonderful. And have you identified any perhaps standout talents, for want of a better expression, without calling any name? Yes, I've seen one or two, some in the goal area.
From today?
Yes, from
I have. When the young ladies started, I'm going to say they started off very sheepishly, but by the end of the session, I was identifying a few, and I said to the Department of Sport coaches, have a look at that lady, that one, yes.
So netball in good hands, Dion. And thank you very much, Violet, for coming to work with us. And that's an area. I know over the years the Netball Association have been working on it. And it was earlier, just a few weeks ago, we would have celebrated the 45th and 50th anniversary of St. Kitts and Nevis winning the Caribbean Championship, the only 2 times we would have done that. And I think some of the young ladies are very enthusiastic. I have a daughter, she is 23 this year. Played a little bit of cricket, played a little bit of football, track and field, netball. She made the national team at under 19, and that was the beginning and the end of all the other sports. She just stuck to the netball. And I believe it's just that passion. But Violet, any final words you'd want to mention before you say goodbye?
Yes, any of the young ladies that's out there under 14, so you must be 13 and a half. You want to come and have a go at netball, just having a throw around, have a training session. It's actually quite a serious training session. Thursday from St. Kitts, we're at the Netball City.
Pam Tyson
Yeah.
Netball Complex.
And straight after school, and we finish at 6. Those in Nevis will be there for 4 o'clock, and we'll finish at 6.
4 o'clock when again?
4 o'clock tomorrow
Tomorrow.
for Nevis, and Thursday at the...
Pam Tyson.
Thank you.
Okay, what about you, Dion? Any final words?
Okay, final word.
Beg your pardon, I've just got a clarification. It's 3 o'clock on Thursday.
3 o'clock
Yeah,
on
3 o'clock on
Thursday.
Thursday.
That is for hearing.
That's in St. Kitts.
Pam Tyson Netball
Yeah.
Complex. Yes, Dion, you're about to say.
Yes, so we, just in closing on the Netball Association, we went to Antigua, and gratitude is a must for me. And so I just want to extend gratitude to First Federal, Bank of Nevis, the Department of Sports, the Minister of Sports, St. Kitts Nevis Olympic Committee. I can't thank them for the generous contribution they made towards our trip to Antigua. We are supposed to be traveling to St. Martin next week. And I'm calling on the corporate citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis for assistance, because these tournaments, they are costly, but they are needed.
What's the tournament in St. Martin next week?
It's called the Battle of the Saints, and it's America's Netball sponsored tournament, and it has a ranking again as well. And so we have to go to these tournaments annually because we need to maintain our ranking. We just came back on board on the ranking system, and so we have to maintain that. And so we are trying to attend each and every tournament that is going on, so that we can just
Improve
build
on
our
that.
ranking.
And where are we ranked at the moment? Having just come back on.
Having just come back on, we're on 39.
39 out of how many?
Well, the ranking is
74.
74.
So mid-table.
Yes,
And this is with all the countries in Africa and Asia and Europe.
yes.
So
It's actually imperative that all the teams play at least minimum of 8 games, 8 tournaments. So with St. Kitts and Nevis, they need to play another one to build up the ranking. The ranking list does not come out until January each year, January and summer. So we've just finished the summer World Netball. So the next one will be December. So they need to play some more.
8 tournaments a year. And a tournament it's gonna cost what? 50, 60, $80,000, I don't know.
You're right in the ballpark.
So 4 times 8, that's wow.
No. But each for the tournament in Antigua, we were able to get 8 games. Now the one in St. Martin, that's going to give us an additional 4 games.
Or 12 games,
So that's
okay.
12. So it is going to be very, very good for us, so that when the next ranking comes out in December, we should see a slight movement. And so that is what we are gearing towards. And that is why I said corporate St. Kitts Nevis Netball Association cannot do it on their own, and we are pleading to you when we send our letters. Everything, every little dollar counts, and you're helping the young ladies to build confidence, build camaraderie, build network, and so it will be worth your while. You'll get your mileage.
If John Doe or Jane Doe on the street, they want to make a little contribution, $20, $30, $10, $15, I don't know. Who could they call? Who they could they contact?
They can contact the Netball Association via our email. That's netballsknna@gmail.com. They can contact myself at 668-6850. They can contact in Nevis. They can contact Mr. Thompson at 663-2208. And so these are some of the numbers they can contact. they can contact our secretary, Miss Sheila James, and she can be reached as well for anything, and her number is 663-8036. So those are some of the numbers that they can.
Dean Violet, I thank you for coming and sharing this short time with us. The program is only an hour, and it seems like we've been here only 15 minutes. Time just fly away so fast. And we congratulate you on behalf of On the Ball and our sponsors, Jet. We congratulate the St. Kitts and Nevis Netball Association for the work you're doing and the participation and placing forth in the competition. And we were a little concerned because I think you would have lost the first game and the second game.
Yes.
And coming off a back end of not good performances by the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriot team, they started to go, oh no, here we go again. But congratulations. And you're 39th ranking out of 70 plus. And you, Miss Murray Violet, we thank you from traveling halfway around the world to work with us with our youth and help to make sure that the netball in St. Kitts and Nevis is actually in good hands. And we wish you a safe trip back. You've been listening to On the Ball with the Troy Biff Mills, your host, the first edition actually. And forgive me, I didn't compliment you on being the second set of guests on this program. It's the first time we're having it. We had some footballers in before, so you are part of history. You're the second set of guests we've had on the ball, and yes, we look forward to having you at some point, and maybe we may even be able to do a Zoom with you, Violet. Who knows? And our sponsors, Jet, we say a very big thank you to you for ensuring that we are able to have this program. And Jet, that's situated at the RLB International Airport. And while you're waiting, you're checking, and whether you're going or coming, it's a 5-star private terminal providing luxury service and a relaxing environment for guests arriving to and departing from the beautiful islands of St. Kitts and Nevis. Our exclusive state-of-the-art terminal is available to passengers of both the private and commercial jets. Relax and be pampered, and I like the word pampered, in a luxurious space while your immigration and baggage requisites are being addressed. We thank you for taking time out to be with us here at WINNFM 98.9 On the Ball. I am Troy Biff Mills, and it was my pleasure and honor and distinction indeed for me being able to host this program. We look forward to seeing you on the 24th. Again, it's a program that we're having every other week. For the time being, who knows, we may have it being weekly coming up soon. We'll have to wait and see. And of course, we appeal to you, the sponsors, the corporate community, to come on board and ensure that we're not only to have this program more often, but even a little longer. We ask you to stay clean in sport, stay away from any drug enhancements, stay away from drugs, always be an example for the other sportsmen and sportswomen to look at. And as I say goodbye, always be positive in your thoughts, in your words, and in your actions. It was a pleasure indeed. Have a good night. And thanks to our sponsors, Jet, as we hope that we had you on the ball with our new program. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.